Right, year 10 boys, I hope you're doing well. So this is week 5, day 2 program for you. So we are hoping that we're going back to school soon. But what that looks like for ADP, particularly the weight stuff, unsure. So really key that we're still doing these. We may be referring back to these videos anyway to keep you going. A really important piece of information is that it's likely that winter's codes will be going back soon as well. So what that looks like, we're not sure. But being strong, working on your power, your jumping, your flexibility, all those things are more important than ever, because we're going to go from this period of isolation back into school, back into training, playing, all those sorts of things. So doing these movements to be stronger, to prevent injuries, should be at the top of your list, or certainly at the top of mine. So keep doing these. It may be that we go back to school, but we still do these programs outside of, so we can keep you guys going and developing as we normally would. So just on that, so week 5, this is the first time you're doing this day 2 session, so 3 sets of everything. Next week, week 6, if we're still using these, we'll add in another set, so that'll be 4 sets of each, as per what we've been doing for the last 5 weeks. So you'll know that, that's cool. Right, ADP warm-up, get it done. You should have started, you should be in that routine by now, just like we will be doing when we go back to school. Get mobile, get loose, warm up, and then we can make the most of these lifts coming up. So a couple of new ones, or quite a few new ones, which is cool. So you have to listen up for those. So A series, we've got ice skater, broad jump, and then a wide push up to get us started. So ice skater is a lateral jump, lateral hop. Your hands on hips for this one. I want you to jump to the side, land, jump to the side, land, 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 land. So as you get more confident with that, you can make it more dynamic, make it a little bit quicker. It's called ice skater, and as soon as you start to do it, you will see why. It's like you're skating on ice, so it sort of mimics that movement pattern. What I want you to do is start jumping for about a distance of 1 meter to start with. When you become more confident with that, you can lengthen out that stride or that leap spacing, as long as it's nice and fluid and controlled. As soon as we lose that, we need to bring in the distance to maintain that balance and that transition, that change of direction. I'm sure you're aware that's all important in a majority of sports that we do within school. So that's 12 repetitions, so that's 6 off each leg, a total of 12. Again, start small with a narrow distance. You can expand that as you get more confident, as long as it's fluid and sharp with those change of directions. That's A1. A2, old favourite, broad jump. Want hands on hips for this. We're going for distance. Sink at your knees. Throw your hips back for power, and as you bring them through, going to jump and land. You can turn around, jump backwards. I want a total of 12 for this one as well. Let's make sure we're maximising each jump, so we're going for the most distance as possible. We want to train these jumps at 100% every time. So give yourself 3 seconds, catch your breath, go into the second rep. Try and beat your distance every time. So it's good to use a marker. So have a starting position, jump out to a mark, or mark your first jump, and then try and beat that jump each time for those 12 reps. Wide push-up. So we're going to go full wide push-up from feet. So normal push-up position looks like this. Then I'm going thumb to where my pinky was, thumb to where my pinky was. Now I'm wide, going down. Good push-up. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just 6 reps for that one today. If you're really struggling with that, you can go to the modified version by dropping your knees. Just ask yourself the question, what does your technique look like? If it's strong and steady, then you can stay from your feet. If you're struggling a little bit, make that regression to the modified one with your knees. Obviously that's up to you to do. Right, so that's A series. Get that done. So that's the ice skater for 12, the broad jump for 12, and then 6 wide press ups times 3 for week 5 times 4 for week 6. Okay, B series, Sumo Squat. So we know what sumos look like in their stance. You know, they do the big sumo thing that they do at the start of their wrestling match. So again, we're going to mimic that movement or that starting position, that stance, so really wide. Feet are going to be angled out slightly, about 45-degree angles, and your knees are going to be pointing out in that direction too. I want you to go hands out in front, about shoulder height for this one, and we're going to squat. Squat down to our normal depth, thighs are parallel to the floor, and standing back up. Again, squat down, normal depth, strong through both heels, chest up and standing up. Watch where your knees are going. They're going in line with your toes, which are pointing out in that angle. Smooth transition, lower, pause, up, pause. Control down, hold, up and hold. Cool. Make sure when we do that, we're pushing our bums back like we do for our good solid squatting technique. Chest stays up. Watch where your knees are going in line with your toes. I want you to do 12 of those ones. Right, so we're going to do a single leg RDL. It is our hinge movement from a single leg. I want to do it with a balance assist, which basically means I'm going to use the wall to help me balance. I'm going to do a single leg hinge or single leg Romanian deadlift RDL. So I'm going to use my wall here. I'm going to be arms facing away from the wall. I'm going to take one leg off. I'm going to hinge at my hip until I'm flat to the floor, and I'm going to stand up. Show you again, hinge, good hinge, stand up. I'll show you side on, use my wall to balance, good hinge technique, so I dip at my knee, brace at my hip, extending long, so my back foot's pushing back to that wall, my head's going forward to the other wall, I'm trying to stay flat, coming through and back up. You'll feel that good stretch through your hamstring and glute. That means you're doing it right. Try and revise some of those techniques. Remember those things that we've tried to enforce with a good hinge, and that's what I want you to do for that single leg RDL. Use that wall to balance. Keep your hips flat, so I'm not rolling over with my hips. My leg goes back, I'm staying flat, my leg's going straight back, staying nice and long, and I'm getting that good stretch through my leg. I'm going to do 12 on each side for that one. And that rounds out, we've got B3, dynamic prone hold. So we're going to go prone hold from hands. What we're going to do, so you can take your feet about the same width as your hands. I'm going to lift one hand off, touch, other hand, touch. So shoulder taps, left, right. Still maintain that good strong core alignment or prone position. Tap, tap, tap. Try and minimize how much movement you have. There will be some because you're transitioning from 4 points of contact to 3, but really engage your core strong so you're not moving all over the show when you change from left to right hands. 12 repetitions for that one. So 1, 2, 3, up to 12. That is the B3, that's the B series. So sumo squat, like a sumo, good squat techniques are just the same as we would be for our normal squats. Single leg RDL or single leg hinge with the balance using the wall. And then the dynamic prone as I've just shown you. Good luck, that's the B series. C series coming up. Cool, so we're going to do the diamond press up. So most of you will be familiar. That's my diamond, or it looks somewhat as a diamond. You can see that shape. I'm going from there. I'm going straight to the floor, still got my diamond shape. We're doing the modified version today, so my knees are staying in contact with the floor. It's not a full push-up. I'm lowering my chest down to touch my diamond, and I'm pushing back up. Try and tuck your elbows in a little bit. They're not flaring like this. That'll put too much pressure through your elbows and shoulders. Tuck them in. A nice controlled movement down and up. Maintain that diamond. If that is too tricky, separate your diamond a little bit. Let's go a little bit wider and then a little bit wider. you find the degree of difficulty that suits you. I want 12 repetitions of this. We're going to go for 3 or 4 sets depending on the weeks. So you make those slight variations or changes to the technique as suits you and where your level is at with your upper body strength in that lift. Number 2, bicycle crunch. So another one that's been incorporated in our program for a little bit now. Key things are we're taking opposite elbow to opposite knee as that leg stretches. I'm crunching up and twisting at the same time, alternating with a crunch and twist. Elbow to knee, crunch and twist, elbow to knee. Engage your core, suck your belly button in, keep your back flat. Don't let your abs pop up like that. They should be nice and flat. If they pop up, suck your belly button in again, hold it there, breathe over the top, engage those right core muscles. That's a nice and easy one for us, bicycle crunch. And we're going to do a single and double leg calf raise to finish off the C series today. So I want you to do 6 single leg calf raises, left, then right, and then we're going to do 6 double leg, and that'll make up 1 set. What does that look like? So find your wall, single leg for 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, my left, then go to my right for 6, and then double leg, and 6. So that makes up 1 full set. 6 on my left, 6 on my right, 6 double leg calf raise. Make sure we're getting really high on my toes, controlling the lowering portion to my feet hit the floor or carpet, whatever you're on. They don't need to be elevated necessarily, although if you want to elevate your feet a little bit, that's fine, up to 5 centimeters. But the key is the control and getting right up on your toes. When you transition from going on single leg to the double leg, make sure you've got the same weight through both legs, and that one side or your strong side isn't dominating and doing more than 50% of the work in that one. So that's a real quick fire round of the C series. So just to recap, the diamond press up, modified version. So diamond from your knees, 12. So I'm taking my chest down to my hands, my diamond, pushing up. If that's too difficult, I make a bigger diamond and go from there. If that's too difficult, slightly bigger diamond. Remember, keep your elbows tucked in, or we're not flaring them out. That's a really bad thing to get into. And do your 12 repetitions for that one. Bicycle crunch, key is that we're engaging that core, keeping your core flat by sucking your belly button into your spine. We're crunching over as we're twisting. We're not bringing your knees as such to your face or to your elbows. So we're getting a good crunch and twist as we're taking elbow to knee for that one there. And single leg calf raise, really good elevation, high up onto your toes, controlling the lowering of your heel down to the floor. Left leg 6, right leg 6, and then 6 together as a double leg calf raise there. So that's the C series. Cool. Then we've got a little finisher. So the D series, or the D volume finisher, as well, I've been incorporating into your program the last few cycles now, as a nice little way to add a bit of volume into your program. We're doing a shoulder series this time for day 2 for you guys. We have done something similar at school. I believe we would have had a 2-way shoulder series in your lifting program, so this won't be too foreign to you, which is cool. You will need 2 very light weights. 2 drink bottles will be absolutely fine. I'm going to demonstrate it with 2 books. I don't want the weights to be any more than 2 kilos, otherwise that will be too difficult. We are going to, I'll grab my piece of equipment. So find 2 books, 2 relatively thick books. You want them to be the same size or same weight. Go through your own library and pick out your 2 favourite books, whatever they may be. But again, they need to be about the same weight. No more than 2 kilos, otherwise we won't get through this. So 3-way shoulder, what does that look like? So I'll do it from my knees, but I want you standing when you do that. do this exercise. I just do it from my knees just for the video. So we've got a front, a lateral, and then a crucifix that make up the three-way pattern. So a front raise, a lateral raise, and then a crucifix, which is a hold, a crucifix hold. It's going to look like this. So I'm going to go front raise, lateral raise, and then lateral raise to hold for 1, 2, and 3. That is 1. I want you to do 20. So it's going to look like this. 1, 2, and 3 for 1, 2, 3. That's 1. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. That's 2. So it'll be 60. If you want to think of it like 60 reps, that's what it is. 1 to the front, 1 to the side, and then back to the side and hold for 3 seconds. Front raise, lateral raise, then the crucifix hold. No more than 2 kilos. Fill up 2 drink bottles with some water. That's an easy one you should have at home. Or a couple of books. You should have those at home too. But don't go overboard with the weight. Good front raise. So everything needs to be out to shoulder height. Front, to the side, and hold. Do it from standing. Accumulate those 60 reps. 20 of each. Good luck. Enjoy that. And hopefully get to see you guys soon in the classroom at school.